What's up everyone, Klaux here, and today I'll be ranking all the main 2 features from worst to best. I'll be dividing the features in 3 main categories, the bad, the neutral, and the good. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. First of all, let's talk about the elephant in the room already, which surely is the random trigger. I mean, no one enjoys being out of control in video games, and that's something proven time and time again by things like stuns, loot boxes, and other random stuff. Likewise, no one wants to get in the Infinite Extreme Demon just to flip a coin and likely have to start it all over again. On a positive note, this trigger would come in handy for boss fights, as boss fights could have random attack patterns, but I just feel like the cons outweigh the pros by a long shot here. Secondly, there's the song trigger, which could be good to avoid those boring auto build-ups before the drop, but could also harm the song used. Let me explain. As this trigger essentially allows creators to skip parts of a song, skipping slower sections will be something usual among creators. The problem is that by deleting the build-up of a song, it can make it sound unnatural and ruin the drop altogether. Then, there's the bad feature, the ice blocks. I just classify this one as bad because it's somewhat annoying to deal with ice blocks on other platformers, so I assume it would also be like that in GD. It's not horrible or anything, just kinda inconvenient. Moving on to the neutral division, we have the platformer mode, which is the most divisive 2 feature ever, with some people claiming that it's gonna ruin GD while others think otherwise. My opinion on this one is that it's only gonna be bad for the game if Robtop doesn't implement a search filter for platformer levels, as regular levels are gonna be mixed among the platformer ones. However, if this search filter is added, everything will be fine, so there's no need to go ahead and make a whole video solely on this topic. Moreover, there's a pretty concerning change to the object limit for levels, which is going to be increasing from 80,000 to infinite objects. Yeah, you heard that right. This might sound like a good change, and to an extent it is, but along with the increase in groups limit to 9,999, it's gonna bury mobile players once and for all. Unless you have one of these, of course. Next on this list are 2 interesting features that I'm hyped for, but I just can't see how they would work, and I'm talking about the time warp and level end mechanics. I have no idea on how would both of them operate. Maybe the time warp teleports us to later or earlier sections of a level, which would be great. About the level end feature, would it establish where the level ends precisely, or would it make the level end somewhere near it? We don't know yet, so that's why I didn't rank these any higher. Getting in the good stuff section, we have the unlockable death sounds, these being a neat addition without being mind-blowing or anything, and that's why I put it in this position, because it's good but nothing special. Furthermore, there's the particle editor, which is a fun feature to play with, although quite complicated too. This one's gonna allow players to make different particle effects, granting levels more uniqueness and appealing views, only if you can understand this very simple interface, which without a shadow of a doubt, you can. Seriously though, this UI is just disgusting. Coming next is the reverse mode, this being a pretty refreshing gameplay mechanic. It might look confusing at first, but it feels epic and dynamic when you get used to it. The best thing about this one is that it allows us to go backwards without losing the rhythm-based platforming GD is known for. As the third best 2 addition, I chose the swing copter mode. This one has great gameplay potential, and it's fairly different from all the other game modes. Even the slightest change in gameplay properties can bring whole new game modes to life, let alone big changes that make a game mode stand out. The swing copter is something that we've been trying to replicate for a long time, so it's a welcome gimmick that we've been trying to implement ourselves since 1.9. For the second best, I picked a very well-known feature, the camera movements. This is gonna change the way we see GD forever, while also being a very versatile mechanic. It could be used to emphasize movement, like in this press start moment, where the zoom matches the skull's rotation. There's also the static view, which is pretty innovative in of itself, and variable camera offsets to choose from. And finally, the best, most requested, interesting, unique, innovative, amazing, groundbreaking, mind-blowing, outstanding, unmatched, utterly epic. Okay, I'll say it already. It's the scale trigger! I mean, you can scale practically anything with this trigger, so just think about all the possibilities, the effects that will come out of this, the epic backgrounds, the surpunge levels, the crazy layouts. Everything about the scale trigger is just so promising, and I can't wait to put my hands on it. Last but not least, I'll quickly tell you about all the features not listed here. Here we go. Pixel art, block tab, untouchable objects, loop 2, mirror portal, higher level ratings than epic, and loading screens for levels. What about you? Do you have your very own tier list on the Chitty features? So go ahead and tell us about it in the comments below. Also, be sure to subscribe to not miss any future uploads, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!